A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. How many of you learned the alphabet this way? Raise your hands. That's the way I learned it. And to this very day, it's the only way I can recite the alphabet by singing that song from start to finish. Fellow Toastmasters and our honored guests, my story starts several years ago. I was married and living in Pennsylvania at the time. And my wife's girlfriend invited us over for dinner. Challenge, she lives in South Jersey. It was a 2-hour drive to New Jersey. So we started out early, got there, had a great time. Before I knew it though, it was getting late. I started looking at my watch and looking at my wife, and I started pointing the watch. It's 11 o'clock at night. We have a 2-hour drive home. We've got to go. So we said our goodbyes, hopped in the car, and began our trek back home. Now the only way home from South Jersey to Pennsylvania is this road 195. And it is pitch black. Worse, people drive on this thing like it's the Autobahn. So I'm in the fast lane, I'm driving along, and suddenly I see a set of headlights screeching at me. I mean, he's coming at me at the speed of light. And he goes around me and cuts me off, and I swerved into the shoulder. Within seconds, I see red and blue lights in my rearview mirror. Who does the cop pull over? Not the guy that's going 100 miles an hour and cutting me off. No, he pulls me over. So I pull over to the shoulder, and I'm expecting one of these South Jersey good old boy cops. Nah. I get a New Jersey State Trooper. Has anyone seen a New Jersey State Trooper? These guys are scary looking, right? I mean, they look like Marines. I mean, they got a full uniform, a jacket, leather strap going across their chest, big gun, the hat, razor haircut, like a Marine haircut. And he walks up to my window and says, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" I'm like, "No, officer, I really don't." He goes, "You swerved into the shoulder. Have you been drinking?" I said, "No, I haven't had a drop." He says, "Recite the alphabet for me." So I start. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. And then I stop, thinking that would be enough to prove to him that I'm not drunk. And instead he looks at me and says, "Keep going." So I pick up where I left off. Guess what? I left out a letter.
Oh my gosh.
So now he says, "Sir, I need you to get out of the vehicle." So I get out of the vehicle and I'm standing on the shoulder. Now remember, it's pitch black out. Worse, the shoulder is gravel. It's not paved, and even worse, it's like this. So now he tells me he wants me to stand with 1 foot out and count 1001, 1002, up to 1010. And I couldn't do it. I kept toppling over, and I tried again, and I tried again, and my wife's yelling from the window, "He's not drunk, he's just clumsy." I'm like, "Thanks a lot. Thanks for your help." So now he says, "I want you to put your hands behind your back, and I want you to walk towards the police car." So I do this, and I get to the front of the police car, and all of a sudden I hear a click. And I turn around, I'm like, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Sir, you're under arrest for DWI." I said, "But I haven't had anything to drink. Just give me the breathalyzer test." He says, "I don't have it in the car. I have to take you down to police headquarters." So he puts me in the police car. We walk into headquarters, and he puts me in a holding cell with several other people. And I notice there's a woman there, and she's looking at me. And she says, "Hello." So I said hello back. And she says, "Well, what are you in for?" I said, "Well, messed up my ABCs." And she just smirked and said, "Bummer." And then I was curious about her. I said, "Why are you here?" And she says, "Prostitution." So then she says, "Say, you're kind of cute. Maybe you and I can hook up once we get out of here." I said, "I may not know my ABCs, but I know about STDs. Thanks, but I'm good." Finally, the cop comes to get me out of this thing, and he says, "I want you to follow my finger." So I follow his finger. He turns to the other cop and says, "Oh yeah, he's drunk, all right." I'm like, "I haven't had anything to drink. Will you please give me the breathalyzer test?" So he walks me over to the machine, tells me to blow into the tube. I blow into the tube, and in seconds the display reads 0.00. As soon as the cop sees that, he unhandcuffs me. And he walks me up to the front of the police station where my wife is waiting for me. And I said, come on, let's get out of here. She says, we can't. I'm like, why not? She says, they impounded your car. So I go over to the police officer and I said, how do I get my car back? He says, sir, you have to come back Monday morning. I'm like, I live in Pennsylvania. How am I going to get home? So he says, all right, well, we'll see what we can do, but I'm not making any promises. So we wait and wait and wait. Finally, about 20 minutes, another officer comes out and says, I'm going to take you to your car. So they drive us out in the middle of nowhere. We walk into this building, and out comes this guy. He looks like something from Duck Dynasty. Got baggy jeans on, suspenders, a dirty white t-shirt. And he says, what can I do for you? I said, I'm here to get my car back. He said, oh, what kind of car is it? I said, it's a white Lexus. He said, oh, yeah, I know that car. That'll be $200. I'm like, $200? I wasn't drunk. He says, make no difference to me. If you want your car back, it's $200. So I'm arguing with this guy back and forth. And I notice he's looking at my wife while I'm arguing with him. And then finally he looks at her and winks at her and says, well, maybe we can work something out. I paid the $200. The moral of the story? It pays to know your ABCs.